Hi guys, thanks for coming to Dee's World. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. Today is Valentine's Day. I hope that you are celebrating your Valentine's Day the way you would like, whether it's with your significant other, it's with your kids, it's with your family, your friends, or if it's by yourself. Whatever makes you happy, I hope you are super, super happy today, okay? I decided to dress up a little bit today, because for Valentine's Day, I love to look pretty and kind of dress up for Valentine's Day. And I love red, so that gives me that excuse to wear red lipstick all day. But seriously though, guys, really, I have fun for Valentine's Day. I go out to dinner and all that stuff, but my main thing that I love to do is to lie in bed and watch love movies with my husband. That is so much fun. I love doing that. So today, that's what this video is about. It is about my top love movies that I love. And you guys, I'm going to share it with you today. You guys are going to know what are my favorite movies that I love. And just not for Valentine's Day, I just love movies. But since it's Valentine's Day, I thought it was perfect for me to share with you some of my favorite love movies today. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, so this is my new camera that I have and my new lighting and everything. So super sorry about the shadow. So, I can go. So sorry about the shadow effect and all of that stuff. So, we're going to make it work today. But anyway, so let's get started on my top favorite love movies. I am a huge fan of love movies, you guys. A huge fan of it. And I love love movies. I mean, who doesn't? Okay, I just love it. Okay, so one of my favorite movies that I love have to go to Pretty Woman. Okay, I love Pretty Woman, you guys. A pretty woman walking down the street, pretty woman, the kind I like to meet, pretty woman. I don't believe you, you must again. No one can look as good as you. But yes, I love Pretty Woman. Some of the things that I like about Pretty Woman, number one, of course, Julia Roberts is in it, okay? Julia Roberts is one of my favorite actresses. She's a brilliant actress. But what I love about the movie is that they wasn't like set up to go on a date or anything like that. They just came into each other's lives just out of nowhere, okay? She came from a different world, he was from a different world, and they fell in love. Her smile in the movie is just amazing. She has one of the most prettiest smiles ever. I love the style, the clothes. My favorite outfit was when she went back to the store that treated her like that, and she had on that hat and she was just looking amazing. I love that. My other outfit that I love from her in the movie was the red. And the red dress. And my favorite thing was, two favorite things is when he opened the box with the necklace in it and she put her hand in it, she laughed like that. I love that. And then I love when she said, "It's the best." I love that part. So I love that movie. Pretty Woman is one of the best movies. If you guys have not seen it, that is an awesome love movie to watch with your significant other. I love it. All right, so the next movie will have to go to The Notebook. You guys, The Notebook is one of my favorite movies. I love The Notebook. The Notebook is just amazing. I watch it from beginning to the end. What I like about The Notebook is that they were friends first before they started dating. And I like the fact that she never fell out of love with him. I love how he built that house for her just to bring her back to him. I love how they argue. They show real things, how they argue, then they get back to they're back together again. That's real. That's how relationships are. Like, it's not, peaches and cream all the time. You're gonna argue and things like that. I love how they showed that in the movie. And I love how in the beginning she gave him a chase. She didn't just, "Oh my God, yes, I want someone. Oh my God, yes, let's go on a date." She led him on for a minute. And I love that. And he just fell in love with it even more. The Notebook, I love how he read to her to get her mind back, because we don't know how we're going to be when we get old. And just for him to, just keep going no matter what the doctors were saying. He kept going and going and going and reading to her till her memory came back. And that movie is just so, in that movie I laughed, I cried, I smiled. I love The Notebook. Okay, another one of my favorite love movies will have to be Dirty Dancing. You guys, Dirty Dancing, I have that soundtrack. I still have the album. I have that album, Dirty Dancing soundtrack album. I love Dirty Dancing. I like that they came from different walks of life. They were not the same. She was going to school to be a doctor. He was just a regular guy, and they fell in love. I love how she brought out the silliness in him. He was very serious all the time, and she kind of brought out that silliness in him. So I love that. And you guys know my favorite part of Dirty Dancing. Who favorite part? I mean, who doesn't like this part on Dirty Dancing? At the end when they dance, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That's the only part I watch now. Is the end. That's the only part I watch now. I just go straight to the end. And I try to learn the part of the dancing, the routine and all of that. I love Dirty Dancing. Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. I love Dirty Dancing. So my next one will have to go to Love and Basketball, you guys. Love and Basketball is amazing. What I like about Love and Basketball too is that they were friends first. They was like best friends, and they turned into lovers. They turned into loving each other. I like how, she didn't change herself for him. He loved her for who she was. And they just had this undercover love for each other, but didn't know it, and it blossomed later. I love that. And one of my favorite parts of the movie is when he was like, he kind of got a little jealous. He was like, so who are you here with? Like, who are you here with? So who is this clown? And she said, it ain't Spalding. I love that part. That was the part when she went to the dance with Boris Kojo. So I thought that was so cute. I love the whole movie. I just love it from beginning to the end. I can watch Love and Basketball over and 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 over again. All right, so my next love movie that I love will have to be Titanic. I love Titanic. Now here, let me tell you guys a story about Titanic. I went to go see Titanic in the movie theater. Literally, me and 3 other people heads were the only one up. Everyone else was asleep. I'm like, Titanic is not boring. Why people think Titanic? First of all, Celine Dion's song, My Heart Will, you're here, there's nothing I fear. I can't sing like Celine Dion. I mean, she got vocals, but that song alone, will go down in history, okay? I love Titanic, and it didn't have a quite great ending. No, it did not. I was very upset that she didn't put Leonardo DiCaprio on the freaking thing with her, but the movie was beautiful. I love how she was more herself with him, and she could talk to him. She came out of her shell with him, and they fell in love, and I love how even though he did not make it, she still managed to do everything that she promised him that she would do. And so I thought that was very romantic, and I love Titanic. The movie, the boat, everything was just beautiful. But of course, the events weren't beautiful. So, after you see that movie one time, you're just like, I can't go through it again, seeing the whole thing. So after the love part is over, I just click the button and I turn it off. All right, so the next movie that I really, really love. All right, so I love Love Jones. You guys have to watch that movie. Love Jones is so romantic. I love the whole scenery of Love Jones. It was very poetic. I love how they were always at like the little poetry bar, whatever they were at. Nia Long is one of my favorite actresses. Lorenz Tate is one of my favorite actors. And I always hoped that they would be together, like, for real. I love Jones. Beautiful movie. You guys have to definitely watch that. Something New. I love Something New. Something New is a great movie. Sanaa Lathan is in there. She did an awesome job. What I liked about Something New, it was something new. You know, she always is kind of just always trying to be put together, want everything so perfect. And this guy comes into her life and shows her that everything doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be put together all the time. It's okay to just relax, you know. And he brought out that side that she needed to be brought out in her, and they just fell in love, and I loved it. And what I liked too was it was interracial. It came from two different worlds, and their families just had to deal, you know, is what I liked about it. They didn't care what other people thought. They just loved each other, you know, is what I liked about that as well. And what I liked about I'm gonna go back a little bit with Love Jones. What I liked about Love Jones is that they at first kind of had people in their ear, but then they figured out, you know what, this is our love and we're gonna stick together, you know. And Black love is beautiful as well. So I'm just like, oh my God, that movie was just the ultimate Black love story. I love Love Jones. You guys have to try it out. Okay, my next movie will have to be For Keeps. You guys have to look at this movie. For Keeps is an 80s movie. I'm an 80s baby, so I love 80s movies. For Keeps is one of those movies that I love. You know, it speaks, you know, I love For Keeps. I love how even though they had a kid young, but they stayed together. They made it work. They went through a lot in this movie, but they stayed together. They made it work, to the fact that people were just like, oh my God, they still got accepted into college. They still went to college. They still did everything that they were supposed to do. You know, the movie is wonderful, but even though it's a love movie, I like that they showed like struggles and things that relationships, like what people go through. So For Keeps is awesome. I also like Pretty in Pink. Oh my God. I love Pretty in Pink. That's one of my favorite 80s movies. It's Pretty in Pink. I love the fashion in that movie. I love Stucky. Is that how they say his name? Stucky. I know you're like, no, that is not how they say his name. But Stucky was one of my best characters in that movie. I love Pretty in Pink and I love Stucky. What I liked about that is they came from two different worlds as well. She fell in love with a guy that was way wealthier than she was, even though she came from a like a poor background. So she was kind of feeling like, oh, he might not want me, but they loved each other anyway, you know. And even though they came from different backgrounds. Another movie that I love would have to be Money Can't Buy Me Love. Money can't buy me love. Love can't buy me love. I love Money Can't Buy Me Love. One of the things that I like about it, I liked how she ended up falling in love. First, it was supposed to be a bet. You know, she paid him to do the whole thing like he was dating her. But then she started liking him for real. I thought that was so funny and cute. She started liking him for real, and they start loving each other, and voila, this beautiful relationship blossomed. You guys have to watch that movie. Another movie that I love would have to be Boomerang. Now, this is a 90s movie. Now, Boomerang was not, to me, a really lovey story, but it turned out to be. Okay, first it started out like this bachelor, you know, and he was kind of, you know, Eddie Murphy was kind of, you know, trying to be with everybody. But then here comes the beautiful Halle Berry, and she basically changed his view of women. You know, and I love that. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie, is when he developed his love for Halle Berry in the movie. So you guys have to check that out as well. But it starts out like a dude movie in the beginning. It's real like a bachelor thing. He's just been with so many different women. And I'm like, when is the love part coming? But when Halle Berry steps onto the scene, that's when he starts to fall in love. Another movie that I love will have to be Mad Love. That's with Drew Barrymore. I love that movie. You know, people don't talk about people with mental illness in movies a lot, love movies, and I like the fact that they did with this. They brought awareness to it, because there's a lot of people that fall in love with people with mental illnesses, and they get caught up in it and don't know how to get out, and a lot, but this movie, I mean, every little thing, you feel it, and but at the same time, it's a love movie. The director did an awesome job how he took you on an emotional roller coaster, you guys. So it's a great love movie, but then at the same time, you're like, it's almost action packed too, so I love that too. Oh, and this is not really a love movie per se, but kind of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that is a great movie to watch with your significant other for Valentine's Day. What I like about them is that they were a team, okay? They were a team. They were doing things that wasn't right. Some of it, kind of illegal. But they were a team, okay? I love that about Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You guys have to watch it. I love Angelina Jolie. She's one of my favorite actresses, and I love that movie. All right, last but not least, a movie. I call it a soft love movie. It's not something that people like to talk about as classics and things like that. It's A Walk to Remember with Mandy Moore. I love A Walk to Remember. I thought it was so soft and sweet and cute. I loved how, he thought that he wasn't going to fall in love with her, but he ended up falling in love with her. And she told him, she was like, do not fall in, I'm trying to let you know, don't fall in love with me. He was like, what? I'm not going to fall in love with you. Why do you think that? She was like, I'm just letting you know, a lot of times people fall in love with me, and I just don't want you to fall in love with me. He was like, okay, whatever. And he ended up falling in love with her. It's a sad ending to it, but it's a great movie. You guys have to check it out. So those are all my movies, you guys, for Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are having an awesome Valentine's Day. It is COVID, so be safe if you go out to dinner or anything like that. But again, some of my favorite moments with my husband for Valentine's Day is just cuddling up on the couch or in our bed and watching love movies, okay? It's simple, it's fun, it's sweet, and it's memorable, okay? So I hope if you haven't seen some of those movies I just mentioned, I hope you check them out. And thank you for coming to Dee's World. I will see you guys in another video. Mwah. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.